So I think, you and I are here today just bantering back and forth about what is this thing we are doing. So I think that's the biggest thing. So, obviously we're recording this just so we can kind of let the audience know a little bit about us and get to know us a little bit better. So I think, you and I have been friends for a couple of years now. Both have us interest in entrepreneurship and business. And for years, I've always thought about doing consulting slash mentoring slash coaching around entrepreneurship, certainly in new business startups. And I
Sure.
think,
Yeah.
to start off, right, it would be a kind of a basic intro to entrepreneurship for somebody that doesn't necessarily have a lot of experience to get people coming in interested in entrepreneurship and help them on their journey. Because you and I have talked extensively about trying to help people and wanting to really get out there in the business world and people realize their dreams.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm very excited about this upcoming course here. You're no stranger to working with entrepreneurs. You've been working with them through your consulting as well as being a professor for so many years. And that's, in fact, where we met. We were both teaching classes at Northeastern. I have been working with entrepreneurs and startups for many years and very glad that we're starting to embark on this because for many years, I've
we've been talking about this for a little while. So finally we're getting off of our, yeah, oh exactly. So I think you and I, so we've kind of talked about this a little bit as far as our synergistic, I guess, personalities in a way. We kind of definitely complement each other, and certainly it's more fun to have two people as opposed to one, right?
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
so certainly we have a lot of similar skills, but yeah, there's other areas where each of us have our own kind of
Sure.
specialties, which I think would be appropriate. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so certainly I'm very fortunate in that I've been exposed to a lot of small business situations. Some of them were paid consulting projects. Some of them were not. Some of them are just me getting involved with companies for a couple of weeks to kind of assess where they are. So, but still, that's the knowledge and things I've learned from that is certainly relevant. And as you know, and I've talked about in these videos, and again, I'm a storyteller, which is
Sure.
obviously why I'm monopolizing the conversation here. So my
No, no.
apologies about that.
Hey, I'm a great listener here, and we've had a lot of discussions about this, and I think what we've concluded is that this course is phenomenal for entrepreneurs, small businesses that are somewhat new, been working for a few years. We want students to come into this course with a particular idea in mind,
Correct.
and whether they are already if they're already running a business, right, so they have their idea. If they're a an entrepreneur working on a startup or an idea, they're already going to come to the table with something specific in mind.
Yes,
And
that's really true. I think it's going to be, excuse me, it's going to be that's going to be the most valuable because not it doesn't have to be developed per se,
Mhm.
but so you have an idea of what you want to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Because many of the stuff we're going to talk about is okay. Here, let's talk about what this is,
Mhm.
and then will have you do it for your business or your idea. So when we talk about, homework or things to do, it's not going to be stuff based on theory or something that's a typical classroom. It's going to be stuff, okay, this is you answer these questions in relation to your business, right?
Right.
What are the expenses around your business?
Mhm.
How many people are you going to need to hire for your business? What are the projections for your business?
That's
And
right.
then hopefully, go through this. And I think, the advantage of having this be basically a 5 week boot camp, which again, your term, very apropos, um, is we'll be able to, delve in pretty quickly, and be able to, go through it and give you a lot of good information. Is it going to be everything? No, it's not going to be everything, right? Because obviously, clearly in depth, it's probably going to be more than 5 weeks, but we can get a lot of stuff in 5 weeks and
Or
certainly give
or
you a
or 10
good
years
roadmap.
maybe.
Yeah, a good roadmap. Pardon me?
I said or 10 years, right?
Yeah, exactly. Give you a good roadmap to get you started. And I think, we're definitely invested. I mean, we want to see you succeed and hopefully we want to, remain in contact and be one of your resources after you leave the class. I think we talked about this that as far as this class is concerned, we're going to give you some as part of your fee for the class. We're going to give you some consulting.
Hmm.
So we're going to give you, I don't know, I think what, 2 hours? That we said? About, at least sure if we had defined what it was, but 2 or 3 hours of consulting
Dude,
outside of
yeah,
class on your business. So if you want to call us and ask us stuff, 6 months after the class is over, we'll gladly help you. Right? Again,
absolutely.
we're definitely, we want to celebrate your successes, and who knows? Like I said, if we do this thing, oh, sorry, I have a little, my little co-pilot here in my lap. Yeah, we want to celebrate your successes. And certainly, as we've talked about, if we do this entrepreneur's journey, we're going to be talking about businesses at different stages of their development, and hopefully have follow-up conversations. Right. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
certainly we're hoping this to be a resource, a lot of information for people to learn and talk about business.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's funny when we're looking at the course outline and thinking about all the deliverables on our part, and we're talking a little bit about follow-up consulting as part of the package. And
Yes.
it's funny that you and I didn't even think to even list that, because we were saying, oh, well, of course we're going to follow up with our students,
You're
because
right. Right.
where our partnership here really started is coming from the right place and really wanting to see people
Exactly.
succeed.
Exactly.
And as much as you've been a consultant successfully for many years, I think that is something that only a teacher, I guess it's just a teacher manifests that in such a genuine way. That's
Right.
what very much attracted me to you and many of the professors that I've been lucky to meet in various colleges and Northeastern in particular. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Maybe we have to change the website and add that thing about the consultant. Let 'em know.
Well,
Well, again,
we
I mean, certainly we're trying to add value. I mean,
right,
that's what it is. We're
right,
trying to make sure that this is, it's a worthwhile experience for everyone. And
right.
like I said, it's going to be collaborative. You're going to learn. You're going to be in a classroom where you're going to hopefully have other people that are in the same shoes that you are,
Sure.
and hopefully in the same kind of stage of development. So
Hmm.
some of the issues that they have may be issues that you have. And so it's always helped to have a support network. Um,
You
and
can't do it alone.
collaboratively, yeah, make new friends. You can, make new resources, right? And
Hmm.
as I've mentioned, and other things I've talked about in some of the other videos I've come up with, yeah, I mean, certainly we're expecting and hoping there'll be collaboration and solutions brought by the group.
Sure.
Right? It's not going to be just you and I kind of preaching to them and telling them, do this. It's going to be okay. Let's talk about this. Let's see what problems we have to overcome, and what are some of the practical ways to overcome them, and surmount them based on what we know, but also based on what's going on today. Because obviously it's an ever changing market, right? So entrepreneurship today isn't exactly what it was 10 years ago, and certainly
No,
it's going to be different in the future, right?
yeah, and in my view, it's really about connection, and
Right,
ultimately, it's about community. There's a lot of information out there, right? But
right.
to have someone like you or to or me to bounce things off of and provide the context. And I think that as much as I love AI, right? I love the information that I can obtain from it. There's still a gap that it doesn't fill, and that is really a connection with somebody else that has been through similar things, that they can speak to
Certainly.
it directly and provide the context and these little details that you're not going to get from templates or AI or
Right.
even videos. As much as our videos,
Well,
I think they're
I think
valuable.
I think that's what makes us a good team. And I think that you know, in our relationship and how we've become friends, I mean, I certainly noticed that you are very good with a lot of the detail stuff. I mean, you are very good with the technology, also very good with all the numbers and accounting and finance things that are dealt with. So I think that's going to be invaluable. So I think because certainly in business, you've got to be able to cross the T's and dot the I's.
Sure,
Right, a
sure.
lot of it. So I think that's where I think you'll definitely be able to have a critical eye, and some of the things we talk about with some of these students as far as what we want to do. Because certainly I know I talk to a lot of my, you know, people. I said, listen, you've got to kind of think about everything. So you may not have to be worried about it today, and plan for it, but you got to know that XYZ could happen.
Hmm.
Right. And
Hmm.
that's just kind of being prepared, and you don't want to necessarily be caught unaware.
Sure,
And
sure.
I think that's one of the many skills that you bring to the table is that kind of meticulousness, right? And
Too much at
but
times.
you're very, people will see that you're very with the whole spreadsheet thing and all that sort of stuff, and coming with these models. Because so you and I've talked about this. Clearly, we have to have you've got to have some good projections. You've got to be able to assess the market correctly. Really, how many clients or how many customers are there? Where are they? How do you see them? How do you get to them? And have some kind of projections, because otherwise,
Hmm.
you've got to be able to plan accordingly.
Sure,
Not
sure.
every plan is bulletproof, but you want to have a pretty good confidence in what you're doing.
Yeah, no, and what I think where I may have skills that are comfortable for me in areas related to finance and IT. I think that's why I'm a lot of times in awe about your marketing background and in particular consumer marketing, which I greatly have learned a lot from you actually throughout our time, and it's a big component. I like getting into the detail. I like getting into the underlying information that validates
Hmm.
information that you might have on a 10 slide PowerPoint deck. We both seen many PowerPoint decks and pitch decks throughout the years, and it's pretty clear quickly if there is substantive research and thought behind these pitch
Hmm.
decks, and I think that's what I'm looking forward to getting into in this course. Is you can make statements, but how do you validate this information that you're
Correct. Oh, 100%.
presenting, right?
100%. I mean, so
And
I
then
mean,
and then
we're
in doing so, the confidence that you'll have when presenting to someone that may not have heard about your idea yet, hearing it for the first time, that underlying work that you've done, just like practicing in a sports team on game day, it's going to give you more confidence to get out there on game day and present, right?
right. Well, they say that the truth's in the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this it's gonna be numbers based what you have in this day. These day and age, there is so much data out there. You're gonna know how to use the data.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, some of the classes, I've been doing a lot with Tableau recently and doing a lot of data analytics. Again, there's so much out there, so you got to know how to kind of pour through the stuff and know what's important to note and what's not really important to note, which is not. Yeah, I think it's
Absolutely.
gonna be good. So I think hopefully we've instilled some excitement to people to join us.
Absolutely. So you're going to get the courses, you're going to get some consulting and materials and videos, and ultimately access to a community.
Sure.
And
Definitely.
I'm selfishly, I think I'm looking forward to it more than anybody else here. So it'll be a lot of fun. And thank you for of course,
Yeah, it's great. No, I'm glad we had this little chat.
yeah, absolutely.